want to build one thing that does it all in one place for you. And so I started building Story Origin, which, so it does a whole variety of things. It's sort of a one-stop shop for all of your needs.
So hello and welcome everyone. My name is Andy Slinger and this is Digital Marketing for Authors. I'm joined today by Evan Gow, who is the founder of Story Origin, which is an absolutely fantastic platform. Welcome, Evan. Lovely to meet you.
Thanks for having me on.
My pleasure. My pleasure. So just tell me a bit of background about you for my viewers. Who is Evan?
So I am the founder of Story Origin, as you mentioned, which is a marketing tool for authors and a community of authors as well. I've been building it for almost 4 years now, or maybe even a little over 4 years. Yeah.
Excellent, excellent. Well, it's something that I jumped on board with right at the start of my author career, and I found it extremely useful. For anyone who hasn't seen it already, it's a platform where you can build your mailing list, find loads of new readers, get in contact with authors, and build your platform off of social media, which I think is crucial. For me, like the newsletter is the most important marketing tool an author can have. Don't you agree, Evan?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I think that your newsletter is the only place where you can really own your touch point with your customer. If you're building, following on social media, ultimately, an algorithm might change and you might be able to reach less of your audience because the way that they're trying to change the way engagement works or something. With email, it's sort of this archaic thing that's been around for decades, but it gives you that real direct point of contact with your audience that you can't really find anywhere else.
Absolutely. And the way I see it, it's like you can't get any more personal online than an email. If you're on Instagram, Facebook, or whatever, there's the noise of all the other users and other people on the platform is a distraction from it. When someone's reading an email, you really are in that zone and looking at that individual email, and it's got your full undivided attention. It's a great way,
right,
in my eyes, to build that relationship, that sort of know, like, and trust element.
right.
And ultimately, I would say my author career, the majority of my sales have come through email, through building my newsletter up, not from social media platforms. I always use the newsletter to take people away from those platforms and make your own, really.
Right.
So tell us a bit about Story Origin. What does Story Origin do, and how can you build your subscriber base through the platform?
So like I mentioned, Story Origin is a marketing tool and a community of authors that works together to build their mailing lists like we've been talking about, but you can also use it to find reviewers, increase sales, and manage your deadlines as well. So it's sort of the way that I got started with building Story Origin was a few years ago. I wanted to get back into writing. I had written some short stories in high school, wanted to get back into writing, and then I wanted to start building tools for writers at the same time. I went and I talked to a few authors, and I heard, okay, I'm using this thing for building my mailing list and delivering my freebies. I'm using this other thing for finding reviewers. I'm using this other thing for my universal book links. I'm using some combination of Facebook groups and Google Forms to arrange newsletter swaps. And then I'm using some combination of email and Google Docs or Word to send out beta copies. And I've got this other spreadsheet for tracking my daily word count. Now, whoa, this is a lot of different things to do. And you've got 5 different logins, 8 different spreadsheets. I was like, okay, I want to build one thing that does it all in one place for you. And so I started building Story Origin, which, so it does a whole variety of things. It's sort of a one-stop shop for all of your needs. And then, so it's got all of the infrastructure that you need as an author to build landing pages for your reader magnets and review copies and all that stuff. But then there's also this community aspect where you can arrange cross promotions with other authors to do group promos, which is you, me, and let's say 20 other authors. We all get together and list our books on a single landing page, and then we all drive traffic to it. Or arrange newsletter swaps, which are a direct one-to-one cross promotion where you've got a mailing list of 1,000 people, I've got a mailing list of 1,000 people, all agree to mention one of your books in one of my newsletters. If you agree to mention one of my books in one of your newsletters. One of the things that a lot of newbies hear when they hear newsletter swaps, they think we're like exchanging like email addresses of our subscribers or something. You are not doing that. Do not share your subscriber list with anyone. Everything stays like confidential. You keep your own email address, all that stuff. Newsletter swap is just me agreeing to mention one of your books in one of my newsletters. It's not, anything else.
How many people do you think you've got on there now?
There's a few thousand authors that are paying subscribers of Story Origin, and there are, upwards of 20,000 authors that have joined Story Origin, have free accounts.
There really is like such a variety of authors on there. So no matter what your genre, you'll be able to find someone who you can swap with. Horror author, you can find other horror authors, children's authors, you can find other children's authors. So it's a great way to build those connections up with other people, I found. The other thing I really liked was that there's like a word count facility on there. So I think when I was reading my last book, I popped in, right, okay, I want to write 500 words a day, and Story Origin kicked my ass when I wasn't hitting my numbers.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that when I was building Story Origin, I'd introduced all of these like tools for, reader magnets, review copies, all this really marketing heavy sort of side of the author business. And then I introduced this goal trackers feature, which like, helps keep you on task with like how many words you need to hit per day in order to reach your goal. Yeah. And people were kind of like, "Why, Evan, why'd you build this? Like, I thought it was a marketing tool." I'm like, no, Story Origin is like, it helps you be a better author. Yeah. And I just got so many, emails back from authors over time after introducing that feature that like were like, yeah, I never tracked my word count before, but I was using Story Origin for other stuff, saw that feature was there, decided, why not try it? And then they like started tracking their word count. They're like, this actually changed my writing game. Like I actually am incredibly more productive because I'm using this tool. And so, yeah, it's so fun to hear those kinds of stories where I'm like introducing a feature that I think is going to be really beneficial. And authors are like, why are you doing this? And I'm like, oh, actually, it's great.
So have you got plans for any other features coming in the future? Any other ways to keep people productive?
Right now, my big focus is trying to build more seamless connections between all of the various features and making it easier for new authors to sort of go through that whole flow, right? Because you've got the goal trackers feature there for when you are, tracking your word count on your current work in process. Mm-hmm. And then you've got the beta copies feature, which has been around for a few months now, where you can give out beta copies and collate all the feedback you get from beta readers really seamlessly and get comments back from them and everything. And then once you're done with the beta copy and you've gotten it edited, then you're ready to put it up as a review copy. Yeah. And you start collecting reviewers for it. Then once it's finally published, then you can go and you can create a universal book link for it.
Yeah.
And then focus on doing cross promotions for sales with the universal book link and stuff. So and you can do cross promotions for the review copies as well. But yeah, it's trying to make that whole process from the sort of end to end more seamless.
Yeah, that's good. That's great. I mean, it literally takes you right from the very beginning of the process all the way through. And that's fantastic. It's like I never really thought about it like that. I kind of jumped on the features as and when I needed them. Like, oh no, I need more subscribers. I'll do this. I'll do that, and just fit between them. But that's really cool if you got like a nice flow going through. How can you get hold of Story Origin?
Yeah, people can find Story Origin at storyoriginApp.com. And if you sign up, you'll get a welcome email from me. You can always reply to that email. My inbox is always open. I'm always happy to answer people's questions about it. So
I really appreciate you coming, having a chat with me. Hopefully everyone will go and check out Story Origin, because I think it's an absolutely fantastic resource, and it's helped me massively in my career, and I know that it will for other people as well.
Awesome. Thanks so much for having me on.
My pleasure. Thank you.